What's going on, everyone? Welcome back with some more gold mining simulator. My name is Andy, and today we are still working on with this tier 2 setup. I've made one addition to it. I have got the front end loader to help me um, take care of some of this stuff right here at the bottom. Because the problem that I have in is let's see here. Do I got a scoop in here or not? Yes, I do. So the problem that I'm having is that here at the bottom of this cliff, I can't back up far enough to the excavator because the excavator doesn't reach all the way to the bottom anymore. So I had to go rent another piece of equipment, and you see that it's going to cost me $5,213 per day to rent this front end loader. And I don't really want to use the front end loader a lot. I just use it right here at the bottom of this so that I can get this last little bit the excavator can't get. And right, like I said, this last little bit right here. And then now I can back the truck up and get underneath the bucket for the excavator. This is probably the best way that I have found to deal with all the little loose stuff here and there. Alright, so there we go. Let's get this little corner right here. Well, I guess we got a full bucket. And you see that we can load this truck into like, give or take 8 scoops if we do it right. Alright, come on, come on. Get on the bottom. Did I already get a freaking scoop? I guess so. Like sometimes it is a little bit harder to see with the front end loader. Yeah, we got a scoop. 72%. And there we are. Now you can see that we took a big chunk of that right there. Now we're flat up against the wall again. So like I said, now that we got a flat spot up against the wall, we can back the truck down in here. But I tell you what, these rental fees are really starting to be the demise of my gold mine. um, because I think I was at 15K a day per rental, so with this, that's going to put us around 20K a day for the rental. And at 20K a day, plus, what is it? 15, 15 or 20% royalties to the old Arnold. So, I mean, if we're looking at giving away 40 grand a day. At least that's what I'm coming. Let's see about what we got here. So we got, yeah, let's back our truck down in there. Come on, baby. Come on. You can do it. This real steep part right here is just a real bugger. It's really getting on my nerves. Let's see. So now, like I said, Now we can get down in here. Like I said, we can dig right here, and then it's in the bucket. Right there in the truck. In the truck. And then, like I said, here in just a few minutes, we'll have to come down here and we'll have to scrape off that so that we can back up just a little bit further. What? Holy shit. Um, I guess I better be paying attention to. I was like, why is my shadow just kind of all over the place? So it looks like we better even this out right here just a wee little bit. But I mean, look at that. We're already 50% of the way filled up on the truck. And so this is how you get some mining done. 79, 85. See, now the problem is, like I said, now I got to move. See, I think I could reach it for one more load maybe. But the smartest thing would be to just go ahead and clear it out. I went the wrong way. Like I said, we'll just get our load up out of here. Uh, 9 ounces of gold. Where did I get 9 ounces of gold? Where did I get 9 ounces of gold? Did I get a nugget and I didn't see it? Or did I start off with 9 ounces? You know what? I don't even remember. I mean, what do you guys think? How you guys liking the series? Like I said, this is one of my favorite games to play. Um, it just lets me relax. Alright, so the bed is flat. And like I said, we're just going to go in here, give her a couple of little shakes right here. Take a couple scoops out of the bottom. Come on. I just about didn't have the scoop up high enough right there, that's for sure. Looks like I'm going to have to take at least another. Those two scoops didn't really do much. That was a full scoop, 12%. I think we're just getting down deep enough now that it's going to start turning into a nightmare of work. Okay, because that was a nice full scoop. Whoa, we just found a 15-ounce nugget. Talk about monster of a nugget. I mean, that's like 22 and a half grand for that nugget. 22 and a half grand nugget. I mean, how can you argue with that? Didn't know we had these big nuggets down here, did you? Alright, so like I said, now we got that, scooped out of there. I probably need to go a little bit there to the left edge, just to weed a little bit. 61%. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit this edge right over here. Did I already get a scoop? I guess so. Like I said, sometimes I just don't really realize that if I got a scoop or not. That would be the one thing that I wish that maybe they would come up with. Like maybe like a load, like a weight on the bucket. Um, a scale of some type showing how much weight you have on the bucket. That way you know when you pretty well got a full scoop. Like, if I got 2,500 pounds on the bucket, I know that I'm going to have about 2.5 yards of dirt in there, give or take. And then I'm going to be like, yeah, I got a nice full bucket. At least that's the way I'm kind of thinking. Am I thinking wrong? 99%. Come on, baby. Turn on. Hello. It's a good thing it's not raining or snowing right now. I'd have a hell of a time getting out of there. And actually, I do believe that the rain or the snow does affect the traction slightly. So I got 675 ounces of magnetite. Um, we got, I don't think we really have a ton down there. But was able to, all I did with the magnetite is I made it to where we can smelt down a bigger bar. I'm tired of doing them 20-ounce bars. Alright, so now we can get down in here. Get right on here. And like I said, and here we go again. We're just gonna dig. I mean, look, we're already at 30% on the truck. If you can get that, if you can keep that truck right under you, you can fill it up pretty doggone quick. I'm trying to make sure I get all this little. That was a very piss poor scoop. That's a lot better. I gotta make sure I don't dig out from under my track. I've been known to dig myself into a mess a few times. I'm over there just scraping the edge of this wall, trying to work on the edge of that wall. I mean, there we go, 98%. What do we got in our boxes up here? Can anybody read that? Does it say 64%? Yeah, 64%. So we're going to need this load and one more to complete. At least one more load. We'll put it that way, at least one more load. And it looks like I better back my truck in, and I better move my excavator back just a hair. Hello. I almost got myself stuck, but I used the all-wheel drive to get me out of that edge right there. Alright, so excavator. Alright, so we got our excavator backed up just a wee little bit. Like I said, scrape rolling along that edge just a wee bit there. And that was a piss poor scoop. If you get the wall just right, you can get a scoop out of the wall. I think I got it just, there we go, I got it. And I'm just trying to maintain the size of my hole here. A little bit on this edge, then we'll swing around, get a little bit on the edge over there. I mean, which actually we can't really get a whole lot on that other edge over there. We've dug most of that out. But I mean, you know, really for the amount of time we got in this game, I mean, look at the size of the hole we got. We got a pretty doggone big hole. There we go. Yeah, like I said, we're going to have to come back down in here with the front end loader. We're going to have to make this hole a little bit deeper. Clean up the bottom edge of it just a wee bit more. $81. Alright, one more scoop, we got it. Like I said, yeah, we're gonna have to definitely definitely gonna have to run in there and keep cleaning up that edge with the front end loader. And let's see here, is this gonna be enough for our load? Yep. We done crashed into our front end loader. Good thing, like I said, it's a good thing it's a rental. You know, because I definitely don't want to smash up my truck or my front end loader. So let's take a look here at our plant. 86, still pumping away there. This might get it pretty close. 42, 89. I figured it was going to take 2 loads there. Down to 17. 1,000 bucks a day to rent that piece of crap trommel. Alright, so we cleared that out. 95. Are we going to clear out the conveyor bucket? Alright, conveyor bucket is empty. $98. $99. There we go. So what we got to do now is we got to turn off the trommel, turn off the shaker, turn that off, turn that off. And let's clear out our sluice. We should be finding some decent gold in here. This is our nugget track. So hopefully we can find, I don't know, a decent, I don't know, 5 or 10, maybe 15 ounces of nuggets just from this right here. And this is probably the part of the game that I hate the most. The cleanup. Which reminds me, alright, so that's all clear, 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 clear. So down here, we have another bucket. Get our jigs cleaned out. The jigs don't really have a ton in there. But it is nice to kind of get the jigs, you know, cleaned out of there. That might be where I had that 9 ounces of gold from. Alright, so the jigs are cleaned out. I'm just wondering, where did my other mat go? Hello? 1, 2, 3 max. There it is. Okay, there it is. I was like, where'd my freaking mat go, man? I was about to get angry. Get those mats cleaning out. So if all these buckets had 33 ounces of magnetite, that means that we probably had how much gold did we get from so we got 4 ounces of gold. So we got 8 ounces of gold from the jigs. I mean, that's not terrible. I guess I can live with that. But that means that the gold that we're digging into seems to be getting a little worse than what we've been working on. Remember earlier we got 35 ounces of gold for the cleanup. And I don't remember what our number started off at. But 35 ounces was our first cleanup that we ever did down here. Third grate, there we go. Alright, so what can we expect? So everything is kind of cleaned out now. Got nothing over there. If you let that bucket go to 100%, you lose out on about an ounce of gold. I've learned this the hard way. Now let's see here. Alright, there we are. We're making some progress now. Alright, so this is 2 cleanups. How much gold are we going to get off of 2 cleanups? Tell you what, we got 16% magnetite off of 2 cleanups, so we're getting a decent amount of magnetite. Alright, so that is cleaned off. That's everything. So it looks like we're up to, so we got 51 ounces of gold. So for two cleanups, and we had a 15-ounce nugget. That means, like, I guess we could say we got about an average of 35 per cleanup. If we take off the 15-ounce nugget that we got, it's going to give us about 70 ounces for the last two cleanups. So now let's turn that off. Pick that up. And put this up here. Put this back up. Now run all that crap through there. So 2%. Well, that wasn't much at all, was it? And, no, we're not going into town yet. We got to go down here and get our magnetite. Forgot that we added in the magnetite, so we're going to come right here. We're going to grab our magnetite bucket, throw it in the back. So we got 86 ounces of gold. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna drop the magnetite off right here. See what kind of all right, we got 675. What do we got now? Only 1600. Well, that might be enough to get us an upgrade. So let's run over here to the blacksmith. Okay. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and spend like 20 grand that I probably shouldn't spend, but it's going to speed up some of these processes. What the hell did I just hit? Alright. So, probably shouldn't do this, but we're gonna buy this fast travel point. And now when we get back to the claim, alls we. I was about to say, what? When did I leave a bucket here? Alright, so. Oh, no, 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 no. Nope, not yet. Upgrade. What can we do for upgrade? So 2600. The cost. Let's reduce the time. Definitely don't have enough for that. Let's go with the time. Time is money. So now we want to smelt down 80 ounces. And I had a gold bar here. I know I'm cheating. I don't care. Let's throw this in the back of our truck. And so we're going to go right down here. And this is what I'm looking for. Another fast travel point. Ah, come on. I didn't hit the stop sign. I can't believe that we already smelted out that gold. Alright, so we have 6 ounces of gold left. We're going to go ahead and smelt that out. We'll just sit here for a minute, relax, uh, take in the beautiful mountain scenery. What else can we do right now? Let's see here. Literally almost done. Come on, come on. Is that the sun or the moon? All right, so there we are. Now I can go back here. We got 95,000 bucks. We got 3 gold bars to sell. Sell that 87.7. We're gonna sell it all. $190,000. So much for being broke anymore. I mean, actually, we're still pretty broke because I guarantee once we go through and we oh Jesus. Once we go through and we pay our daily rental and our royalty fee for the mine, we're not going to be sitting so pretty. So I would say 60 grand of that is going to disappear. And just to show you, I think we'll go ahead and skip through the day today. Let's jump out, hit this fast travel point. Every time you see one of these now, just make sure you go ahead and click on it. Because now you can travel to any of these at any time. And all you have to do is just be drive the truck over there and click on fast travel. But I got to hit the one here at the mine. Man, I don't want to skip this beautiful day. But you know what? Like I said, we do science on the channel. Alright, so that is now undone. Almost out of fuel. See, I gotta park this. So I like parking this right here so that if I ever screw up, all I gotta do is switch vehicles, jump out of here, and I'm at the plant. So there we are. That's there. Filled that up. So we're at 2% on the plant. Like I said, we got a pretty good, nice, hell of a hole right here. I mean, that's actually a pretty decent, sizable hole. I was kind of not expecting that. But I think what I should do is, I think I should move the excavator over here along this edge. So that's all the further I can reach. So I gotta be careful right there. But, like I said, and that's the reason I parked the truck right here, is if I found a problem at the plant, I can just skip over here, jump out. But I want to show you guys, old dozer right here. What's up, dozer? You got some food? Um, don't eat all your dog food, bud. Alright, so let's go to dawn tomorrow. So we got no workers. We processed 2,400 yards. We got 166 ounces. Look at that. That that cost us, oh my God, 60 grand in rent. 25 grand. So 85 grand of our money. I was off. I was definitely off on our miscalculation of how much it was going to cost us here. So 85 grand a day if I do 166 ounces a day. Well, that really sucks. Took us down to 105 grand. So what we should do? We can't even access workers because I haven't unlocked them. Well, shit. Well, I guess the last thing we're gonna do today is we're gonna go clean up. We're gonna clean up around the lot, and we're gonna call it a day. And the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna throw this in here, sell that. Oh, we got a little bit of cash back. Anyway, so that's with that being said, guys. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it off. My name is Andy. I appreciate every view I get. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.